Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Chairman King, this map had some significant changes. And there was not a public hearing in the House committee. There's not one here. And I'm just going to focus on now what is my Congressional District 9. It has split up the East End community and has paired us with Liberty. What we have in common with Liberty, I don't know. And I don't know how that decision was based, but it seems like, well, no, you said it very plainly. The goal was to create more opportunity for Republican wins in these districts. And I wish that especially my folks in the East End would have been able to come and give public testimony. You talked about one of the goals being to keep districts compact. But if you look at CD9, by extending all the way out to Liberty, it's not compact. Can you talk about that a little bit? CD9?
Well, as you mentioned, CD9 moved into Liberty County. It made it a better performing Republican district, which was one of the objectives. From a compactness perspective, and compactness is there's a couple of different measurements for that, but even looking at it visibly, it's obviously contiguous. It still is a amazingly more compact than many of the congressional districts that are on this map across the state of Texas. I can tell you that, as you mentioned, that was not in the original SB4 configuration, but it still meets the goals that I had for the legislation, and that's why I brought HB4 before us today.
You said one of the other goals was to create more opportunity for Republican wins, right?
Yes, the intent was to improve political performance, specifically for the 5 congressional districts I mentioned.
And where did you get that idea from?
Well, I think that's been discussed a great deal between all the Republicans in the Senate and in the House, and it's been discussed by the governor, and it's been in the media. I think it's been a very prominent issue even nationally.
Well, it was discussed amongst y'all, but before that, who put the bug in your ear about that?
I first learned about it probably the same way you did, through the media.
And who was quoted?
Well, I heard a number of people quoted. Mm-hmm. I've heard congressional members quoted. I've heard White House officials quoted. I've heard Governor Abbott quoted.
Speaking of congressional members, did we have any testimony from Republican members of Congress?
No, and I've specifically not, I have not spoken to, and I've said this before, I have not spoken to anyone in the White House. I haven't spoken to anyone in the Justice Department. I haven't spoken to any members of the congressional leadership. The only 2 congressional members I've spoken to are ones I talk to all the time, and those just happen to be my 2 congressional members and good friends, and we didn't talk in detail about the map.
Okay. Well, it seems like in the regular session, nobody was even contemplating this. Would you agree? In the regular session?
I heard discussions of it before we adjourned, before we sine died from the regular session.
When was that?
I would say, I don't know, I think, I really don't remember. I just remember during maybe middle of the regular session, I started hearing some discussion about it in the media and among Republicans talking.
That's interesting, because this is the first time I'm hearing you even mention that. I mean, because we've talked about it in the hearings, and I don't recall any discussion until President Trump talked about it. And that I don't remember exactly the date of that, but I don't think it was during the regular session. I could be wrong. Maybe somebody can check. Anyway, that That's all I have for now. I'll save the rest. I'll have more to say tomorrow. Thank you.
Thank you.